Okay, I recorded this video once earlier, and I'm not really, I didn't like how it came out, because I don't script what I'm going to say, because I don't like doing that. I think it's kind of better to just be yourself and express yourself in a organic way, you know. That being said, I missed some things and didn't explain certain things and the way I wanted to, so I think some of it kind of came off bad, so I'm going to try this again. This is the video, my one-sided war with Disney, and this explains basically my dislike of Disney and my criticisms of it. So at the beginning of my life, I was raised on I wasn't restricted in what I was presented with by my parents. I was just allowed to watch whatever and play whatever, and it wasn't restricted. So as a kid, I would watch Dragon Ball Z, and I saw my favorite movie, Starship Troopers. I played Quake 3 Arena. I had all access to violent media and stuff, and I always considered that to be mature and more real, visceral, kind of. It wasn't childish in my eyes, and I didn't really like childish media. And there was a lot of things, obviously, that were childish media. That could be a topic in and of itself. But the big one to me when I was a kid was Disney. Disney is the big kiddie thing. It made a lot of children's shit. Now, I didn't necessarily hate them right away. I did see Lion King, and I was 3. I didn't have standards yet, so of course I do remember liking it and having good memories of it. But even still, most of their shit, I didn't like most of their shit. I didn't like the whole princess thing. Obviously, I'm a boy, I didn't, but it was more than that. It was just childish media is very condescending when you're a kid, and my father was never condescending to me. He would talk to me as an equal. So when I would have a TV show that talks down to me for being a child, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I felt like it was treating me like I was stupid. So that's the main reason, another reason I didn't like that shit. And again, Disney isn't the only culprit of that, but they were just the big one. They're the big example. So they were the what I'm bringing up right now, because that's what I'm talking about. Now, moving forward, from when I was a kid, we see them become a more manipulative company, and you kind of understand they're more, marketing to get children to buy their shit and look at their shit. And it's a business practice that's in a lot of things and can be applied to a lot of things. But again, this is about Disney. And when your audience is filled with so many children, it is kind of shitty to be a manipulative company and trying to manipulate them into, having their parents support your company or buy them toys from your company or whatever the fuck. Yeah, and I'll get back to the more manipulative practices later as it applies to the modern day Disney, but that was just another reason I didn't really like them when I was a kid. I'm gonna drink water real quick. So we move forward to 2014, 2015 when they acquire Star Wars. And that was when this became a bigger thing to me than just I dislike Disney. And that, again, isn't to say I never saw a Disney film. It was never a personal thing at the time. I just didn't like their shit. I liked some of their movies. I liked Incredibles. I remember enjoying Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And I obviously like Lion King, but I still would avoid their shit for the most part. It's just a personal thing. I liked Cartoon Network. I felt like Cartoon Network presented better shows, and that'll be a discussion for another video. But that was kind of where my interests were as far as children's media. So they acquire Star Wars, right? And I knew right then and there they got way too big. You're starting to see them become a monopoly of the entertainment industry, which is an industry I've wanted to be in since I was 3. And that to me says that they are going to begin having too much of a grip on the industry as a whole. And I just didn't like that. I thought that was a threat. I just thought it was kind of gross, and that they had way too much power, because this is art. This is a very personal thing, a personal expression, and it shouldn't be going through just one company. One company should not be the funnel for it all. And I have since been kind of vindicated with that, with the Star Wars thing, and I'll bounce back later. But we'll talk about the Star Wars shit that they did, and I haven't seen any of it because, again, I don't support Disney. Around that time, I decided I wasn't going to ever touch Disney again and support them, so I haven't seen any of the fucking Star Wars films. I've heard reviews about them, I know stuff about them, but I haven't seen them exactly. Yeah, I know the criticisms are that The Force Awakens was a retread on New Hope. The Last Jedi was a very weird film that a lot of longtime fans were offended by. It was criticized for being very manipulative, which is something I'll talk about in a minute, something I was talking about. And it involved a lot of social posturing and, supporting of certain ideas and social movements, I think, and political ideologies, and just stuff that you don't really want to see in a Star Wars film. I know some people like that kind of stuff, but a lot of people, when they're engaged and immersed in entertainment, they don't want to take a step back from it to see something that reflects reality all the time. You can do that, but there's a way to do it, and the way is usually to not be so obvious with it, which is apparently what The Last Jedi did, because again, I haven't seen it. And then The Rise of Skywalker apparently tried to backpedal and please all the fans of that hated The Last Jedi and retreaded on Palpatine, and just did, I don't know, it just sounded really weird film. And that also had some social posturing in it. Like, they got criticized for having like a 3-second kiss between two women, and that was their whole little gay rights social posturing, and they wanted to get social points for that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the issue is that it's manipulative. They aren't doing it because they care about gay rights. They're doing it so that gay people will watch their fucking shit. They want gay people's money. And that is the manipulative side that I'm attempting to criticize. Because I think that's disgusting to sit here and manipulate people based on real world issues and try to just get them to give you your money because you're pretending you care about them. You know, if they wanted to do a gay thing, right? What they should have done, and again, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't, this is very off the cuff. I have no idea what the fuck a lot of the shit was. I know the overall story of the shit, but what they should have done was make Rey a lesbian, give her a girlfriend at the end of the first movie or something, or even the beginning. I don't know, it's unimportant. She's just a support character. and then have Kylo Ren kill her at like the end of the second movie, and then have Rey go all dark side for the third movie until she gets to the end and she beats Kylo Ren's ass and she's gonna kill him, and then she stops and has her go back to the light side, kind of similar to Luke, I guess. I don't know, that's a way to do a gay character, make your protagonist gay, there you go. You don't need to be all social points, just make it a fucking character. Or make it a character trait. I don't know. That would be better than a fucking 3-second kiss scene that nobody even noticed. It's just shit like that. They don't care. They just do social posturing, and it's bullshit. And I just think that's a disgusting thing to do. I never liked Star Wars anyways, so it didn't tear me up to not support Star Wars. The only thing from Star Wars I really ever liked was Genndy Tartakovsky's miniseries that aired on Cartoon Network back in 2003. So yeah, it is whatever. However, another thing that they did was acquire Marvel and all of 20th Century Fox, which means that they own Alien and Predator, and I don't even know what other movie franchises they got a hold of. But that's a big issue, because Alien and Predator are both very violent, R-rated, mature series, and Disney doesn't do that. Disney does PG-13 bullshit. Mass marketable, no artistic vision, just bullshit. Made by committee movies that are meant to get as wide an audience as possible. Reach as many people as possible. And there's nothing wrong with that in like a moral sense, but in an artistic sense, art cannot exist by committee. Art is a very personal thing. It's personal expression. When you have multiple people being like, well, we need to hit this quota, and we need to have these types of scenes, and we need to represent this group of people and stuff, and you're trying to just put all this shit into this, what is supposed to be an expression of a person, it just gets muddied and becomes generic and cliche and ends up filled with artificial shit that just isn't the art. And that's an issue. If you want to, tell the story of a oppressed group of people, that's fine. As long as that's the point of the story. But if the story's about something else, and then you're trying to shove that in there artificially, it's just going to come off as a pandering, manipulative piece of shit. And that's just something I feel like Disney does a lot. So, anyways, back to Marvel. I was already on the ass with Marvel Marvel movies before Disney acquired them, right? It started with Spider-Man 3. I didn't like Spider-Man 3 that much. Didn't like Ghost Rider 2. Didn't like Hulk 2. Certainly didn't like Iron Man 2. Really didn't like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man in general, because I thought it was too comedic, and I didn't want the comedy. I don't know. I just didn't like it. And then the big thing for me was Wolverine X-Men Origins, which started my whole hatred of Hollywood and modern movies and made me a cynical asshole. Because it's a terrible movie. It's some weird Wolverine fanboy piece of shit. Fucks up so many things, doesn't get characters right. It's just weird film. It's really bad. I didn't understand it. I just hated that fucking movie. It's the first movie I think I've ever seen that I actually hated. And I stopped liking Marvel movies after that. And I gave one more shot, the Avengers, because, when you grow up in the 2000s, we're all waiting for the Avengers and all these movies that are building up to that. And I wanted to see that. And it wasn't what I wanted to see, and I could criticize it another time, but my big issue with it is it felt very cliche, full of Hollywood cliches, and again, it felt very marketable and hollow to me. I didn't feel like it had a particular artistic vision. It has too many one-liners. I fucking hate one-liners. Too much comedy. I don't need the comedy. I don't need the stupid music fight scenes that don't need a lot of that shit. And the big scene to me is the fucking trailer shot where they're all coming down and the camera's panning around them and there's aliens everywhere and they're a team now. It's such an artificial trailer shot. You know it's a trailer shot. It doesn't exist for any other fucking reason. I just hate it. I don't know how to explain other than that. I just fucking don't like cliche, clearly Hollywood scenes. And since Disney's acquired Marvel, I feel like that's what they all are. It's just cliche, bullshit, PG-13, whatever the fuck. It's just not what I want in a movie. It's not what I want out of Marvel. And it sucked to have to drop Marvel as a whole, because I used to love Marvel as a kid, but again, I'm not going to support Disney, so. I was already on the outs with the movies, and now I just don't interact with the entire franchise, because I just fucking can't support Disney. But yeah, no, they fucking own Star Wars, they own Marvel, they own 20th Century Fox, and if you don't think they're super monopoly, let me tell you, like, there's hardly anything left for them to take before they are the definitive, like, 50% of the entertainment industry. Whether they take Universal or Paramount or New Line Cinema or Netflix or Hulu or something else, they're gonna buy something at some point in the next decade, and then they'll own 50% of the entertainment industry, and then it's kind of fucked. There will be nothing that isn't Disney. Disney makes this, and Disney makes this, and everything's funneled through Disney, and it's all got the fucking Disney committee making sure that you can market it to the most amount of people, so you need to change this and this and this and this and this, and it needs to chase the shadows of other things that have been successful, because Disney doesn't care about art, they care about money. It's all about fucking money, and when you're trying to make money in a business, you're not also going to be able to create art, because art is a very personal expression. It's the vision of a person. It isn't meant to impact so many people and speak to everybody. It's not. It's meant to be your expression and your thing, and if other people like it, that's nice, but it's not meant for anyone else to like other than you, because it's your expression. So when you have a committee coming in and changing shit, it's no longer your expression, it's no longer your art, it's just a hollow piece of shit that a lot of people took a shit all over. Another practice they started recently, is these live action remakes of animated shit. The first one they did was Lion King, and that got shit all over. And why would you sully the reputation of that movie with a shitty live action remake nobody wanted, no one asked for? The only thing I can think of, other than them obviously wanting a new release to make money, is that the kids who grew up with it don't want to go back and watch it because it's a cartoon, and cartoons are for kids, so they made it live action so adults can appreciate the story again, or some stupid reason like that. I'm sure that had to be the thought process behind it, and it's just weird. Why would you remake something that was so successful and make it just inferior in every way? They did it with Aladdin too. It's just weird. It's so fucking weird. And I'm sure some people don't think it sullies the reputation of the original, but it kind of does, because the same name is applied to both, and so you have to make comparisons, and you know, people at some point are gonna watch both, and just, it's weird to create a lesser version of it. It's weird practice, but they do it because they want money, and that's all they care about. So my war with Disney essentially is just, I don't support them. I don't buy their shit. I don't tend to ever have Disney Plus. I don't give them any of my money, and I haven't ever in my life, and I don't plan to for the rest of my life. Other people can do what they want. I just think that they're a shitty, horrible company that's destroying art and ruining the entertainment industry as a whole. They're way too big, and no company should own everything. I think that's all I wanted to say on this topic. So, yeah, I don't support Disney, and I don't think anyone else should either.